Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Starco Gaming and we are back with another Dragon Champion video. Guys, today we're gonna talk about the 5 most important race to work on early on in the game. We're gonna go race one by one from the first one to recruit to the fifth one. We're gonna go through 5 races and we're gonna explain why and which characters you should be focusing on too. Now, before we get started with that, guys, if you are level 15 or below, make sure to use the promo code STARCO to get $10 worth of freebies. To do so, it is very simple. You go in settings, use the promo code and enter the word STARCO, STARKO, press OK, and you will receive $10 worth of free stuff, which include 500 drag coins, 250,000 gold, among other things, which will give you a really good boost early on in the game to progress faster. So definitely worth using. Now let's get started with those races, guys. Which race are the most important and why we're going to focus on those two races? But well, it's actually pretty simple. You want to build your meta team as early as possible. So you want to recruit buff, you want to recruit Mordum, and you want to build a team around those two. This is the top priority in the game of what you're going to do as early as possible. So to do so, all you need is to work on pretty much 5 races. So first you're going to go with the most important, which is going to be buff. So to unlock buff, you need 2 races. Well, you can definitely, if you have spent a lot of dough and you don't you get a Roxy instead of going for the legendary event for Renara, you can actually skip 1 race there, and you can skip 1 more race if you you recruit Selena instead of getting Solius, and then you unlock Mordum with Human and Pride. Pride for buff and Human for Mordum. But I want to make this video about you know, everybody. So everybody has to go through the process of building their teams to recruit the characters they need to build that meta team early on. And well, most of the players don't spend a lot of money in the game, or no money at all. So we're gonna go through the full process. So the first characters you want to unlock is Renara. To unlock Renara, you need a team of Panda. The team of Panda not only good to recruit Renara, but it's also, you have 2 of the characters in this team that are going to be your 2 of the first characters you're gonna be working early on, which is Kinley. Kinley is actually gonna be your first tank you're actually really gonna build. And then you have Petrarchgri, which is going to be your first she'll be your first healer that is going to be work only early on too. So those are the 2 pandas that are very important. And then after that you have Master Jewel. Master Jewel is a master for raids, so he is awesome, definitely worth working on. And Fao is a monster in damage too, very good for raids. So even though that you could technically skip the Panda race, I don't think it's worth it, because just those 4 characters are going to be so important. So you want to build those 4 characters first, then you want to throw a 7-star Shaolin or Hilda with him, so, well, not with him but with them, to have your first Panda team. But the 5th characters in this team does not really matter unless you know, eventually you get Amber for that team. That actually matter, because Amber is a monster, but that's another characters that get unlocked through a legendary event. So early on, just to unlock Renara, the 4 panda that are really important is Kinley for his leadership, Petrarchgri for his healing. After that you got Fao, Master Joe, and then you're gonna go with either Hilda or Shaolin to finish this team. Now, once you recruit Renara, you're gonna be working on your Pride team, because the Pride team is gonna be the team that's gonna unlock a buff. Buff shall be your 2nd legendary event characters you unlock if you go with this order. So you will already have Renara, which is awesome. You will need Hira for leadership, then you will need Salvador for the tanking. Then after that you want to go with Kegi. Kegi is required in the large tournament and is actually an amazing support, but only for the Pride team. Outside the Pride team, he is total trash, by the way. And then you want to go with your tournament currency. You want to focus on Boreas only. If you want to skip Boreas with the the tournament currency, you can always go with Revolt to actually get your 5th characters for this Pride team. And this Pride team will allow you to unlock a buff, which buff is going to be well, its buff right now is the strongest character in the game. So after you have 2 factions, basically you can actually unlock buff. So it is totally awesome, to be honest. So those are the 2 first factions you want to do. After you do that, so buff is done, next we have to work on the next 2 factions to unlock Mordoom, which the first faction is going to be the Orc. Why the Orc? Because we need to unlock Solius. Unless you spend dough on the game, you will not be able to get Selena ready in time to actually do the Mordoom event. So you will want Solius. To get Solius, you need Orcs, which Orcs is actually a core part of the game, because Orcs are pretty much going to be your first clan team to actually progress through the clan mission the clan camping. So you will have well, Trumgar comes from free from a lot of achievements. You're gonna get his hero stone non-stop. So Trumgar, you don't have to worry about him. You will have him. Same thing with Cochrane. Cochrane, you get 5 hero stone a day just for doing all your dailies. So he's going to be very, very fast to actually get to 7 stars. And also, if you use my promo code, you will have Cochrane to recruited right away when you start the game. Then after that, you have 3 orcs you want to focus on, which is going to be Renta, Mor, and Morta. You want to recruit those characters, get them at least to gear 9, and that is pretty much it. So you have those 5 characters. The leadership is going to be your Renta. Then you have Trumgar, Mor, Morta, and Cochrane in the team, which is the team that's going to allow you to unlock 7 stars Solius. Now, once you have 7 stars Solius, it is time to focus your team to unlock Mordoom. So the 4th faction to work on is actually going to be Human, because you get Solius, obviously. So once you reach the human faction has a lot of meta, by the way, guys. Now, by the time you are up to work on the human faction, you should have Little Betty to at least 6 stars and close to 7 stars. So Little Betty is going to be your tank, the only tank that's actually worth having into the human faction. So the 5 characters you want to work on right now at this point, well, you're gonna have Solius. Solius is gonna be your healer and your leadership. Then after that, you want to get Little Betty. Very, you get her for free, just doing your event every 3 days. Then after that, you want to farm Frizzard as fast as possible. He's going to be your main DPS. So those are the 3 most important characters. After that, you have many options. You can go Cruel, Eric Shieldbreaker, Snorri, Robin Bab. Pretty much you pick 2 of those characters and you get them up. Honestly, if you do have Cruel, she is a monster, definitely worth it. Same thing with Eric Shieldbreaker, but there's no real priority. You go with whatever your chest opening will give you the easiest to actually get to 7 stars. So you have your 3 key players, which is going to be Solius, Frizzer, and Little Betty, and then you just put 2 extra human with this team to actually finish recruiting your Mordoom. The only human you want to ignore is Darian. Darian is a piece of trash. It is a piece of trash. You don't want him, you don't need him, and you will never really play him. So that pretty much sums it all for Darian. So you ignore Darian and you just pick 2 DPS to go with that top 3 team. Now, once you have that team, you will be recruiting Mordoom. So after you recruit Mordoom, what is important, guys? Well, let's go with all here. Which is going to be your top team? That's the big question. So you will have Buff, that's going to be your main leadership. You have Mordoom, which is going to be top DPS with Buff. So you have those 2 characters. You want to add Kara to that team. Definitely Kara is a monster, and while you're working all these races, what you want to do is that with your guild currency, if I'm not mistaken, yes, guild currency, you want to slowly recruit Kara. So once you're done recruiting Buff and Mordoom, you have your Kara waiting in the background ready for you. So that's good. That will give you your top 3 metas right away. Mordoom, Buff, and Kara. And then after that, you want to build demons around these three, because the buff leadership will just make your demons so much stronger that you want to put 2 other demon around this team. My recommendation is to put Zentera as a healer and Kiri as a tank, which build in pretty much a non-killable team in my opinion with those top 5 characters. So it's not a full demon team at the end, but it's pretty much 4 demon including buff with more doom at the end, which is gonna be the 5th race. Kind of race you want to work on is the demon race. Actually get your 4 demons set up to go with your more doom, and that's pretty much the 5 first races you want to work early on in the game. And if you do this without, I say without 6 months, you're gonna be able to be at the top of the game, literally at the top of the game within the first 6 months, just by focusing those 5 races. And that's pretty much it, guys. So if you have any question, comment, feedback, guys, there's a comment section down below. Use it as much as you want, and I will get back to you guys. I love having a discussion with you guys, and I love answering your question. Also, guys, don't forget to like and share this video to help the channel grow, obviously. And the more people watch this video, and the better people will be at playing Dragon Champion, obviously. So, guys, thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you.